All right, and welcome back inside Firebird Field. Lakota West returning home for their third game of the season as they get set to take on the 0-2 Sycamore Aves. As always, Nick Johnson taking you through the play-by-play tonight, and alongside Grant Hageman, our wonderful analyst. And Grant, if you're a Lakota West fan, this game, you definitely got a lot to look forward to.
Oh, yeah. Plenty to look forward to. I mean, Sycamore's this far this season, they're just, it's not shaping up to be the type of team we're looking at Lakota West. Lakota West is looking like they could win state. Sycamore is looking like they're going to start another rebuilding year next year. Expect a running clock and expect a fun. Please hold as we stop for the national anthem.
And we're back after the national anthem. A little bit different this time, no band in, because Lakota West just moved this football game. It was originally supposed to be a home game for Sycamore, and then they moved it over to Firebird Field after the Sycamore facilities had a bit of an issue. So, Grant, what do you think that's going to have an effect as far as those Sycamore support goes?
Oh, yeah. Looking over at the visitor sidelines right now, we're seeing a weak turnout. Student section maybe looks like 25 kids. Maybe got around 50 parents there, compared to this West student section, which looks hundreds strong. And once as always, another strong turnout from the West fans. Expect this one to be a loud one from our sideline, and just a small rumbling from the Sycamore side.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be 250 West tickets at Sycamore this week, well over thousands of West fans in the stands, and they got a great one on the way tonight. As you mentioned, Sycamore not off to a hot start, and a lot of that is due to quarterback play. You look at Levi Simpson, and what do you see in a guy like him? What is he looking to do coming into today?
Levi Simpson, he's had some struggles early on in the season. I mean, anyone can have struggles. What I see is he wants to get on track. You never want to be off track. Win from this one, but I think their goal for this game is Sycamore wants clean play. They want to get down these drives. They don't want turnovers. They just want to get clean up the fouls, clean up their play, so that next week when they have a bit better of a matchup, they feel better, they play better, and they have a better chance of getting their season on track now and ready for the rest.
Yeah, and as far as quarterback play goes, it really is a tale of two quarterbacks. You take a look at the other side, Mitch Bolden leading the Lakota West offense. He's done an outstanding job this year, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. How much of that, you're coming off the rivalry games, how much of the, I don't want to say pushover game, but, do you think that's going to help him headed into today?
I think Bolden has had a great season so far, and I think the game today, I think it's just, honestly, it's a good way to make sure all of our stuff's cleaned up. What we're looking at is Lakota wants a long run in the playoffs. And for a long playoff run, you need depth. And to test your depth, they need play time. And so when you see this running clock here, when you see anything else, expect us to be putting our backups in. Expect us to try getting everyone to have the reps they need. And expect this game to be a game to test out how far our lineup can go if people get injured, and how far our lineup can go when just things go off the rails.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but thank you for tuning in to this exclusive Lakota West broadcast. Thanks for all the support, and we're going to take a quick step aside. We'll be right back with player intros right after this. And we're back at Firebird Field. The Firebirds getting to take their run out of the tunnel and onto the sideline. A little over 3 minutes left before kickoff. Sycamore at Lakota West. It should be a very fun one. And we'll cut down to the field so you can see the players run out onto the field.
And here they come on. We're just gonna step aside, keep quiet, let you guys enjoy this full entrance, and see this West team in their full beauty.
And we're back. The Firebirds getting ready to take the field, but let's take a moment. Let's take a look at this West starting offense. Lots of firepower. Grant, what are you looking for tonight?
What I'm looking for is I'm looking for West to do what they did last week. They've really found their rhythm. They found what really works best for this Lakota West team is to get it to their star players quick and let those star players break out and get loose. I think we could really exploit the Sycamore defense by following that game plan and really leaning on what we have.
Now, if you take a look at that defensive side of the ball, just as much, if not more, firepower led by a bunch of stars. Grant, how do you think the defense is going to be handling today?
Oh, I think it's going to be a great defensive day, great offensive day. So many stars, Malik Hartford, Michael Brandkamp, just everyone on that defense. I mean, everyone in the secondary has a D1 offer at the moment. It's quite impressive. Don't expect Sycamore to be throwing the ball, and when they start running the ball, Elijah Davis, Michael Brandkamp, these big guys are just going to be coming in. taking out all these running backs, and I expect huge day for both sides of the ball of Lakota West.
Yeah, and those D1 offers aren't just little D1 offers. Those are big-name schools. Malik Hartford's going to Ohio State. You got Northwestern in there. Ben Minnick just recently committing to Notre Dame. Lots of big-name schools, so I think this is really going to be a test on that defensive line, and we're getting ready for the kickoff here in a few minutes. The clock on the scoreboard is running down, and Sycamore is out on the field, ready to boot this one away to West. We're going to start this game with the ball on offense.
You ready for a fun one, Nick?
Oh, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. I expect a very high-scoring game.
One-sided, Sam.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people are expecting one-sided. As long as it's an issue of not getting too cocky, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, seems like we're breaking the kick, and let's get this one away.
Should definitely be an entertaining. On to kick for Sycamore, it's Tucker Grope. And week 3 is off. Kick recovered just shy of the 10-yard line. Up to the 20, the 25, to the 30, swerving through defenders. He's got a hole. Nothing but green grass. And that's a touchdown on the kickoff. Giovanni Wilson takes it to the house from just behind the 10-yard line. And in 13 seconds, your Lakota West Firebirds have already put up 6 points.
See, before the game right there, we were talking about offense, we were talking about defense. We forgot to mention the just as elite, just as dangerous special teams. And that's what we're seeing here.
We saw that elite blocking right there, and now Tyler Bond out to kick that PAT, looking to make it 7-0 here early on. So much for a first offensive possession.
Oh, well, yeah. Here comes Bond, southpaw kicker, deadly as always. Here to kick the PAT. West with a strong lead already, and the game hasn't even really started.
Both sides are set, the snap, the hold, kick is up, Bone gets all of it, 7-0 early on. Sycamore, they get their first offensive possession when we return. And we're back, another kickoff back-to-back. This time it'll be Sycamore on the receiving end, West 7-0 early on, 11:47 on the clock. Not much time taken off, so Sycamore can take as much time as they want heading down on this first offensive drive.
13 seconds. It's got to be an OSHA record somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. Bond with the kick, through the back of the end zone. Sycamore starts on their 20.
Sycamore seems to be playing it safe. I think they know they're at a disadvantage this game. You could even see on that PAT, many of their players didn't rush the ball. They didn't want to jump. I think what they're looking for this week, like I said earlier, avoid injuries and learn clean play. And so here comes this offense out here. I expect them to try taking more simpler, less extravagant options and just try getting on their feet.
Yeah, we talked about the quarterback play earlier on. You think we'll see a little bit more of that run game this week?
Yeah, of course. GMC's the most run-heavy conference around Ohio. You'll find that everywhere. Expect to see runs all day.
Absolutely. It'll be Levi Simpson, the man in the backfield at quarterback for Sycamore. It'll be a handoff to start the game to the right side. Little to no gain, maybe about 1, but it looked like about no gain, so Sycamore going to start with a 2nd and 10 here early on.
Yeah, West just crashing down on that right side. It wasn't really anything convincing to try leading West to believe there wouldn't have been a pass. And so West expected it, West acted on it, and they're only going to gain.
To the ball. Aves still out getting set. Going to be Levi Simpson in the gun. He's got to back out to his right, takes snap, back to throw. To his left, incomplete, well overthrown. That was Dylan Dye out on the left side, and he was well overthrown by Simpson.
Simpson there. One thing we don't usually. Sorry about that. Just a bit of a interruption there. But back on track. Sorry about that. We just had a fan just like come in through the window.
A little unexpected, but we appreciate all the support, and we
Yep.
got a flag on the play. And it's a false start, going to back up Sycamore. They'll have a 3rd and 14 here early, backed up in their own territory.
So Sycamore are already there, failing a little bit on what I was talking about. They want clean play today. They just really want to work on their fundamentals. And starting off with a foul after letting in a kickoff, Sycamore's not seeing what they want to see.
Pressured right off the hands of Dylan Dye. Looked like that was Jacob Asbeck right back there on the pressure. And with 10:56 left on the clock in the first quarter, Sycamore's going to come out to punt.
Yeah, here comes Sycamore out to punt. A not great first drive for Sycamore. Levi Simpson there, he's lacking a little bit of veteran prowess almost. He's not going through his reads. He seems so far in this game to lock onto his first receiver and just target him. And so I hope to see some improvement from him throughout this game, but here we are as the kick's away.
A little bit of pressure on the punt. Brennan Remy back to receive. Has it across the 40 to the 35, where he's brought down by a pack of Aves. We'll take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back. Lakota West with their first real offensive drive when we return. And we're back. Lakota West gets their first crack at the ball on offense. Mitch Bolden once again out to lead this West. It's Brennan Remy coming across. Jet sweep handoff. Remy struggling to find a hole. Looked like he was about to lose yards, and it looks like he finds the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
West there, trying to lean on their star players. Remy tries to make a cutback there, but there were defenders there. A little bit of a bad read from Remy, but his just pure athleticism just powers through and makes a bit of a positive gain there. That's what you just see from Remy. Even when he slips up, makes a mistake, we all make mistakes. Remy just has the ability to still make a play out of it.
Yeah, we've seen him pretty heavily used in the run game. Only 5 carries, but he does have 77 yards. Looking to break something there, just couldn't do it. Bolden takes a snap back to pass under pressure, rolls out to his right. To the 40, out of bounds. Oh, no, he doesn't go out of bounds. He stays in bounds. Toe taps along the sideline, gets about 5 or 6 out of that carry.
It's actually going to grab about like 9 there.
Yeah, it looked like he kept pushing.
Yeah. Great run. Actually, he's going to grab 8, and we're going to have a 3rd and 2.
It was a very confusing play from our angle. It looked like he was well out of bounds, but I guess Sycamore keeping him in.
We're a little bit low to the ground here. We have players blocking our sideline. Can't exactly see the out of bounds, but we're making do with what we have. And let's get out here to see this final play of this first set of downs.
3rd and 2 officially on the field. West inside the Sycamore 30-yard line. Bolden in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Trent Lloyd with the back out to his left. Quick throw off the hands of Lloyd, and we got a flag on the field. And it looks like that's going to be a false start on the West offense, so back them up 5 more. Unless Sycamore decides to decline the penalty, which the scoreboard is showing that they are.
Yeah, Sycamore likes that. When you're a team who's struggling and you have this West offense who just messes up and even with a penalty committed does not convert the down, you're going to take that. Because instead of having to see a 3rd and 7 where West has another chance to make it, you now have them at 4th down. And so Sycamore elects to decline, and West is going to come out here on 4th down, and it looks like they want to go for it. They want to establish this quick.
I don't see a punter on the field. Ben Minnick is on, but of course not as the punter. That man does it all, one incredible athlete. So it'll be 4th and 2 after the decline penalty. Bolden takes a snap, back to throw across the middle. Hits Trent Lloyd, a one-handed grab to the 15, the 10. Lloyd swerving, dragged down at about the 8-yard line. That's a West first down.
We see there's Bolden progressed through his reads like a great quarterback. He saw Trent Lloyd open on the out route right there, across the left side of the field, but his pass was just behind him. But when you have so many star players, a player like Trent Lloyd can make a play out of it. He grabs out, throws his left hand out, gets a great one-handed snag, and then goes for extra yards down the field. Great play there.
Yeah, Trent Lloyd, this is his second week back. He came back from injury last week against Lakota East, and so far, making an impact here today. We'll see what West is able to pull out from the 1st and goal, officially from the 10-yard line. Bolden takes a snap. It's an option up the middle to the 5, pushing through defenders. And it looks like he'll get stonewalled around that 5-yard line. Call it 2nd and goal from the 5.
What you see there, classic use of weight and size from Bolden. When you're that big, you just want to get low to the ground and have your momentum going forward. Just put your head down and just start running forward almost like you're going to fall. And when you hit that defender, all your weight, all your force is just going to go straight through them. They're going to go down to the ground, and you're just going to keep powering through.
Yeah, Bolden, an incredible athlete, and we had the privilege of talking with him this week on our weekly podcast, Bird Talk. Also featured Laurel Failer. If you haven't checked it out so far, go check it out after this ball game. But right now, we got an incredible game down here at Firebird Field, 2nd and 5. Bolden's going to be back in the shotgun once again. It is Junior Gonzalez, the man out to his right. Back to throw. Looks for Lloyd in the corner of the end zone. Incredible throw, incredible catch, and it is indeed ruled a touchdown. So 13-0 here early. Bond going to come out for the PAT, looking to make it 14-zip.
Right there, once again, you just know you have those star players. You see the mismatch, and you trust your receivers. This isn't something that a lot of teams are able to do. Have this much trust in the receiver that he can just throw it up and expect the receiver to win the 50-50, but at West you can. Here comes Bond to kick it away.
Bond only with 1 miss so far this year, and it was on a blocked PAT attempt in that X game. That one drilled right down the middle, so 14-0 early on. We'll take a quick break. The Aves looking to lessen the deficit when we come back. And we're back. Sycamore ready to receive a kick. West, this will be their 3rd kickoff of the ball game. They stand 14-0 over the Aves right now.
We aren't even 1/3 of the way through the first quarter yet, and we're already on our 3rd kickoff. You know what that means? That means we're rolling.
Oh yeah, we're probably going to see that running clock, as you mentioned in the pregame show. Bond to kick it away. That one looked like it split the uprights. Can we get a point for that one?
It's got to be a point somewhere. Go deep in that rule book.
If it's not, they need to create something, I'll tell you what. But Bond, once again, kicking it through the back of the end zone. Sycamore going to start on their own 20-yard line.
Here we come out. Once again, expect what you want to see from Sycamore. I see them trying to get their fundamentals down. Last drive, it did not happen. Missed reads, missed passes, and just no gains on runs. Look for Sycamore to try getting done what they want to get done this drive. Just get a couple first downs, do something simple, get something moving.
You know, as far as adjustments go, this is a big drive for Sycamore. They can't fall behind too much early. We'll see Levi Simpson making a return to the field. We'll have a back out behind him, handoff up the middle, instantly brought down by a pack of Firebirds. Look like Jacob Asbeck leading the way on the tackle.
Did you see there's Malik Hartford? He's a D1 recruit for a reason. He used that blazing speed and play awareness. He saw the run before it was even handed off, and he came around the before a defense or a change can be made to stop him.
One of the big examples of seeing the play before it happens, that big hit he had against St. X. Just an incredible athlete. Levi Simpson rolls out to his right, instantly sacked by the Firebirds. That's Mike Brandkamp able to bring him all the way back to the 10-yard line for a 3rd and long.
Mike Brandkamp, no one knows more about this defense than him. That man is football smart. He knows everything you could, and he can call and he can read an offense. Because right there, you saw him read it perfectly. Broke through, took down that quarterback, logs a sack in the playbook, and we're going to move on to the next down.
3rd and 16, so a loss of 7 officially on the sack. A big play from Brandcamp and the West defense. 7:18 and counting on the clock in the first quarter. West still up 14-0. See Levi Simpson with a back out to his right, handoff. And that'll go up the middle. No gain on that play. So once again, another 3 and out for Sycamore. And we'll see the punt unit once again. And it will once again be Brennan Remy back to receive the kick for Lakota West. Last time he had a pretty decent return, able to get it all the way down to about the Sycamore 30-yard line. We'll see if he can repeat here. And we'll see the kick. It looks like there was contact. That is blocked, but it is bouncing. Remy catches it right before the 40. He's got room down the sideline to the 10, the 5. One defender reaches. Did he get it? He did not. They'll call him out just shy of that pylon. Looked like he nearly got that one. And we do see a flag on the field. Looks like it could be on Lakota West. Malik Harford out there having some words with the referee.
He might be a little mad because if they're going to be, they called roughing the kicker on the defense. It looks like he has some words because usually if you make contact with the ball, it doesn't really matter because if you make contact with the ball, you completed the play. Hitting the kicker without hitting the ball, though, that's just like, it looks like you're just going to injure him. But Malik looks a little mad because he definitely tipped that ball, and that ball went flying.
It was very evident there was contact made, so yeah, you make a good point. Typically, that wouldn't go down as roughing the punter, but at least it is not an automatic first down. They do get 5, so it looked like it was a running into call, not roughing. But we'll see another snap, this one high. Remy to receive at about the 50, no fair catch called to the 45, swerving back to his right to the 40, the 35, 30. Keeps going right down the sideline again, out of bounds just past the 15, and we see more flags here late.
There's going to be 2 flags on this play. First one came when Remy came down the field. He got hit after he was out of bounds, so we're going to see 2 fouls. A late hit on on Sycamore, and we're going to see a block in the back on West.
Yes, we'll see how the Zebras are able to handle this. Lots going on that play. So there's the block in the back call. That's going against Lakota West. We'll see if they call that late hit, and indeed they do. That is on the Sycamore side. So I believe those will be offsetting.
Neither team has sent out a formation or a team yet. I think they're a little bit confused on the ruling there.
I think everyone's a bit confused. There was indeed late contact, and there was indeed a block in the back. There's no arguing either of those calls, but I don't think anyone quite knows how they work at the same time. Bit of a game time decision down on the field.
Refs still meeting around center field trying to figure this out, talking it out. They've just got the ball in their hand trying to figure out where to place it. Oh, they're moving the ball way downfield.
We'll see if they place it or if they're just having a meeting. Right now they stand on the 45-yard line in Lakota West territory. And they're moving right back into Sycamore territory. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we'll try and piece it together as best as we can. And the ball is spotted.
Question is, whose ball are they going to call it?
I believe it is West ball.
Yep.
Yeah, I do see Remy and Bolden out, so it will be the West ball. It'll be spotted on the Sycamore 39-yard line. Correct me if I'm wrong, Grant, but I don't think West has been in their own territory on offense, let alone on defense, all ball game.
Oh, yeah, no. We've only seen them on this half of the field. Great for us. Our booth set up on this half of the field. We've had best row seats for this one.
Very, very wonderful view down here at Firebird Field. It'll be Bolden to take the snap. Junior Gonzalez, the man out to his left. Bolden to throw, pocket collapses across the middle to Trent Lloyd. Runs to his left, gets about 3 on that pass.
Great stuff there. His receivers downfield, locked up, makes the read, looks underneath, finds Trent Lloyd, and gets a couple yards out of it to make it a 2nd and 8.
So officially will be 2nd and 8, not the 3rd yard, so maybe a bit of a generous spot for the Sycamore defense. It looked from our angle like he did get a little bit more out of it, but it will be 2nd and 8. Bolden once again out Junior Gonzalez, the back out to his right. Takes a snap across to Brennan Remy on the right side of the field. Remy with an incredible spin move before fighting his way downfield for a Firebird first down.
Once again, get the ball in the hands of the star player. Found it there. Remy makes a play. Chains are moving.
We've really seen a lot in this breakout season for Brennan Remy, and you hear a lot of the guys down in the locker room talk about how last year they knew he had this talent. We're just starting to see it a little bit now, so you got to wonder if the scouts maybe turning their attention a little bit to the junior.
Yeah, one game you look at it, you're like, could have been a good game, little bit of luck, things worked his way. 2 games, start to stare, start to go, who is this guy? Now 3 games, scouts have him on the clipboard, and they're coming here to watch him.
Very elusive, as we saw on the spin move. Bolden under pressure. That's to Malik Hartford. He drops the ball. They're going to call it incomplete. No fumble from the Ohio State commit. Would have been around the 13-yard line, but instead it'll go for a 2nd and 10. 4:43 on the clock in the first.
Great defense there, actually, from Sycamore. What we saw is while he did lose his man for a second there, Malik was able to get in position for a catch. He came back quick and put his arm right on the football, made sure to hit it out, and made Malik drop that ball before a play could be made.
So we'll see Bolden once again in the gun. Takes a snap, handoff up the middle. Junior Gonzalez not going to get much of anything. If anything, it looked like he lost maybe about half a yard on that carry, so it'll be a 3rd and long for the Firebirds.
I expect to see something exciting here. We haven't really seen a deep pass. West knows that they've got this game in a good spot, so they're just trying to take it safe, let some players get some plays in, but got a 3rd 10. Excited to see if West tries something extravagant here.
Hey, going back to what we were just talking about, maybe dish it off to Brennan Remy, let him do his thing, try and wiggle his way downfield for the first.
We're about to see. West comes out set.
Clock is running. We hit 4 minutes in the first quarter. Bolden back to throw. Across the middle. Who else but Trent Lloyd pushing his way into the end zone. Lloyd's 2nd touchdown of the ball game. 20-0 here early for West. Bond looking to make it 21.
We saw something extravagant. Mitch Bolden, he reads that. He sees a middle of field open defense. Looks to be cover 2. And so what we're seeing there is he found his receiver Trent Lloyd on a little bit of a post route in between the 2 safeties. It's what you always want to aim for when you're looking at cover 2. And now, since he did that perfectly, you're seeing Bond out for an extra point.
I believe 30 points is where we start the running clock, and right now, West 2/3 of the way there. Bond looking to put the 21st of the game up, and indeed he does. Looked like his best kick of the ball game, so 21-0. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but the Avs looking to fight their way right back into this one. Stop that running clock. We'll be right back after this. And we're back once again, this time with another familiar sight. It is Tyler Bond looking to get this PAT up and away to the Aves. Grant, this offense and really the defense have been working all game long. The Avs really haven't had a shot here out of the gate.
Oh, no. See, all 3 sides of the ball are working. Offense, defense, and special teams. Even got 7 points for the special teams. It's great to see that happening, and West is pretty happy with this turnout as we've seen so far in this game.
So Sycamore going to take the kick out of the end zone, and he's wrapped up behind the 10-yard line. So really not a great reward for that risk. And Sycamore sidelines probably not too happy with that one, but it'll be 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Sycamore, we just talked about all 3 sides of the ball working for West. None of the 3 sides of the ball are working for Sycamore.
It was really the first time we saw the special teams unit, and that's pretty good indication of how this game has gone, right? Hot start out of the end zone, not too great of a gain.
Expect to be home in time to watch a television show before you go to bed.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. Ball officially spotted just shy of their 9-yard line.
Tough break for Sycamore.
Simpson going to take the snap. Once again, a handoff. I don't believe we've seen a pass yet from Sycamore. And they're tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 3:40 and counting to go in quarter number 1.
Sycamore just trying to play something safe, but West is prepared for the safe game. And they're not getting anything. It's runs are being swallowed up before they can start. And the pass, before he even gets to a 2nd or 3rd read, the pressure's there, and the quarterback's just throwing it, and they're not landing towards the receivers.
So we'll see Simpson back to throw. Picked off by Josh Fussell. That's at the 20-yard line. Fights off the tackle to the 15 where he's finally brought down. Looks like he may have even added an extra yard onto that to the 14, but we see Josh Fussell's first interception of the year coming against the Aves. That is Simpson's 6th INT of the year.
Levi Simpson has had a tough break this year. The kid has 0 touchdowns passing, 6 interceptions, 2 rushes, negative 18 yards, and a fumble. He's trying to get something started, but when you're trying to get something started against Lakota West, you can't be making throws like that. That throw was underthrown and thrown right at Josh Fussell, and he just picked it up, and West coming out here at around the 14-yard line of Sycamore.
The Northwestern commit handing Simpson his 6th INT of the year, and he still has yet to find the end zone with his arm. We'll see a botched snap here. Bolden able to scoop it up. He's at about the 30, under pressure, looks deep to the right corner of the end zone. Rennie tapping the toes. Did he get it? We'll see what the call is, and it's a touchdown. Rennie showing off the twinkle toes.
That right there, that is what will get the D1 offers. He has none yet. He's a young guy, but that right there was star power. Putting your feet down and keeping that ball under control is something you will not find in any regular receiver. Brennan Remy is something special, and he's showing that off tonight.
Yeah, and we've been talking about the receivers a lot. Let's talk about that ball placement. Mitch Bolden all night long, absolutely incredible cannon.
Oh, yeah. He's finding his ability to throw the ball when needed, and he's doing well under pressure. As you see there, Bond gets the kick away. Really everything worked into that. Well, we'll see you right back after this commercial. Thank you for watching. Be right back.
And we're back. West once again out to kick it off to the Sycamore Aves. 28-0 our score. We still got a little under 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. An absolute ball game we are seeing out of this West team.
Yeah. One more score. We've got a running clock. This game's going to start going by fast, and we're going to start seeing some fun stuff. West is currently telling their players what they could even do better. Seeing those coaches putting in hard work. West has a great coaching staff. But here we are, and the ball's away, ready for another Sycamore drive.
And once again, going to take it out of the end zone. And it looks like they're going to say he called a fair catch on that one. So Sycamore going to start on their own 20. Interesting call from the refs.
Sycamore kick returner looks a little bit annoyed about that. He wanted to do something with it. But by the time the ref blew the whistle, there was already 5 West defenders right in front of him and no blockers. West might have gave him a little bit of a blessing right there.
So West so far has not given up a first down to Sycamore on the day. They come back on the field after Josh Fussell picks one off of Levi Simpson. And if I were West, I think I'm turning this into a little game of can we get that running clock here in the first quarter?
It's going to be close.
It'll be close for sure. See Simpson takes the snap, throws off to his left side. That was Tyler Addison on the catch, just shy of that first down marker. Maybe Sycamore knocking on their door, the first chain move of the night.
Getting close. That would be a real big morale booster for Sycamore. Going through multiple drives, down 4 touchdowns and not a single first down, you're looking pretty rough. You're feeling down on yourself. But if you got a first down, at least you got something moving. You can start trying to do something. You can feel yourself a little bit.
You think part of that is maybe West getting a little conservative here early on the defense?
They're just trying to test new things out. Oh.
An interception. We turn our attention away for 1 second. That's going to be a pick 6. We talked about that running clock. There we go. Drew Minnick on the interception. Turns it into 6 more for Lakota West.
Drew Minnick just made 2 great back-to-back plays. Wrapped up the receiver on the out route, pulled him. Simpson tonight, we've seen him underthrow multiple balls. He's making a correct read. He saw his man beat the safety there, but he just underthrows by maybe 10, 15 yards and makes an easy interception, and not much of a counter is put up by that team.
And it'll make it 35-0 as it splits the uprights. Now we do want to take a second. Drew Minnick, not to be confused with Ben Minnick. We do appreciate all the support we've received from Notre Dame fans, specifically Kevin Sinclair. He's been absolutely awesome to us, and we want to announce that he will be featured on our Bird Talk podcast here coming up in a few weeks. But we're going to take a quick step aside. We'll be right back. West with the running clock, 35-0 over Sycamore. All right, less than a minute later, we're back at Firebird Field, and just like that, 7 more points up on the board, and with 2:12 left to play here in quarter number 1, we're going to be working with the running clock.
Yep, running clock. I don't think anyone predicted first quarter running clock. 30 points is a lot of points to get in that first quarter, but here we are. Wes here to kick it away. Sycamore still looking for that first down. Levi Simpson trying to shake off his 7th interception of the year.
I believe in our prediction segment of Bird Talk, nobody went close to 50 points.
Actually, our producer, Dimitri Fizik, had over 50 points for Lakota West.
He had 52 specifically. I thought he was below 40, but he made the right choice this week. We're already well over halfway there in the first quarter.
I made a bit of a wrong choice. I said 38-6. Unless West only scores 3 more points for the rest of this game, I might be taking the loss on this little score prediction for this game.
You're the nice guy. You're giving Sycamore a shot.
Hey, gotta give the 2 of you a shot if I win every score prediction every week. You know?
Okay.
Wouldn't it be nice of me?
We don't have to get too out of line. We got nothing too out of line.
All right, Sycamore coming set for their first down.
I don't believe this is Levi Simpson in the backfield. We'll see a handoff to the left side, goes nowhere, instantly stuffed by Brankamp, Hartford, and Jacob Asbeck on that left side of the field.
In at quarterback now looks to be Trey Meadows. Trey Meadows on this year has had 2 pass attempts. He went 1 for 2 with 4 yards. He's got a 66.8 rating. I mean, he hasn't had much of a sample size, but it seems like Sycamore has decided it's best to change QBs after Levi Simpson has about 5 or 6 underthrown balls, 2 leading to interceptions.
So we'll see the pass across the middle off the hands.
Here we are, coming in. Great pass there, a little bit high, just off the hands of his receiver though. And we're going to come in at down as a 3rd and 10.
All right, so yeah, maybe Drew Minnick, the coffin nails there for Levi Simpson. He's no longer in this game. Maybe Sycamore trying to look at option number 2. 0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Not really a more rough way to start the season if you're the starter quarterback. Betray back to throw, under pressure, nearly brought down. That's Jacob Asbeck, right now one of the leaders on the West defense, able to sack him. Oh, sorry, it's a 4th down. We lost track of downs. That's on me. I'm sorry about
A good amount of volume. Coming into this game, he was 5th in the GMC in yards passing. But after being pulled out in the first quarter, expect him to fall a little bit down those rankings tonight.
So that sack, the first on the year for Jacob Asbeck. Sycamore punts this one very high. Covered by Remy across the 45 to the 40.
Flags out. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, now we have flags.
Now the flags are out, yes. I was not wrong.
Looks like that's Ben Minnick. Little extracurricular going on. I believe that is Eugene Harney for Sycamore. We see Bolton out there giving the refs a bit of a piece of his mind. We do see multiple flags on the field. Looks like a little bit of discussion. We'll get the official ruling. See where this ball gets spotted after that. I have to imagine it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Bringing it all the way out to the halfway mark of the field.
And once again, it looks like we're getting a little bit of ref conference before they spot this ball. Almost exactly on the 50-yard line is where they're going to drop it. So West, for the first time, back in their own territory, even if it's only by a matter of a couple inches.
Well, good break for the Sycamore defense, I guess. Here comes Mitch Bolden to try putting West up 42-0 in this first quarter.
We'll see Junior Gonzalez once again in the backfield along with Mitch Bolden in the shotgun. Takes a snap, handoff up the middle. Looks like he gets a bit tripped up, so that's going to go for no gain.
Tony Curtis and one of the Sycamore defenders getting a little bit touchy there, throwing each other around in the backfield. Ref says let the boys play, but it is what it is, and this is going to keep moving.
So the running clock, we're under 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. I doubt we'll see another play from Lakota West, but maybe they try and get one more off. I do want to note we have Luca Gilbert out to the right for Lakota West, that sophomore tight end. We expected to see quite a bit from him this year. I don't believe he has a reception on the year. He motions over to the left. Snap by Bolden, back to throw. That's to Junior Gonzalez. Going to try and push his way up for about 5, and it looks like he does have it. So 3rd and 5 officially from the Sycamore 45-yard line, and we will be back with quarter number 2. The clock officially expires. We'll have some more action on the way after this. And we're back beginning of the second quarter. Lakota West still on the offensive side of the ball. They're going to start with a 3 and 5, fresh 12 minutes on the clock. They lead 35-0 over the Aves. Bolden going to take the snap, rolls out to his right. Throw across the middle, hits Brendan Remy to about the 30 and out of bounds. Another Firebirds first down.
Beautiful throw there from Mitch Bolden. What we're seeing is the ability to pass on the run, the ability to read on the run, and the ability to get the ball out quick. Something that scouts look at is you can be a game manager, you can make the reads, but when that ball comes out of your hand, there's something about that professional level just zip coming out of the ball. And the ability to throw it that hard while running, while going out. He is on his strong side, though, throwing out right, but still a quite impressive throw, and it's amazing for what scouts want to see.
We do once again want to remind our viewers that you can watch Bird Talk that was uploaded earlier today featuring Mitch Bolden. Now scrambling out to his right, finds Brendan Remy across the middle, inside the 10 to the 5, swerving. Looks like he pushes all the way down to the 3.
Beautiful throw by Mitch Bolden. Just lofts it and drops it into Remy. And from what we've seen from Remy, his ability to shake defenders, surprised that one didn't end in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, Remy's been moving all over the place all day long. Those Sycamore defenders having trouble keeping up. And I do want to note that the clock is not running, and they are moving it back.
Looks like they might be calling that Mitch Bolden threw it from across the line of scrimmage. When you're rolling out, that can be a little hard to decipher. And so that seems like it might have been what they called, and it's going to be a 1st and 20 now.
So a big 10-yard penalty, not just the 10 yards on the penalty, but I mean, they took a lot of receiving yards away from Brendan Remy on that play. So we'll see him officially spotted on the 39-yard line of Sycamore territory. Bolden takes a snap, back to throw, instantly pressured. Evades the sack, absolutely beautiful job. He's going to scramble with it to the right side to the 30, gets about 9 after what looked like it should have been a loss of about 5 or 7.
That right there is why he builds that frame. He put on about 15 more pounds on that already massive frame over the summer. In that, he can keep his balance, keep his weight low to the ground. When someone comes in for his legs, he just bends down, keeps his center of gravity in the middle, and then breaks out, pulls his legs out of the grab, and then he can keep moving. It's amazing what you have when you have a quarterback as big as him and a quarterback who can excel in playmaking and making plays on the fly.
I believe that was Nate Malone, linebacker for Sycamore. It'll be officially a 2nd and 12. We'll see another throw from Bolden, escaping to his right, using those legs. Throw across the middle, diving catch. What a play.
That right there was, once again, another great throw on the move by Bolden. But what I think is more impressive there is patience. When he rolled out, he didn't panic. He didn't run. He showed his veteran ability to keep behind that line of scrimmage, even though he had all that green grass, and he kept reading through his reads. He looked left, right, and he saw his receiver breaking out, making a play, and he found him right around the right side of the field and just makes a big explosive play.
That was Kanan Berg with the beautiful hands on that catch. 10:40 and running on the clock. See another throw from Bolden across the middle. Finds Giovanni Wilson, but is picked off. Sycamore running it back to the 40, and he'll be dragged down about the 45-yard line. So Bolden turns over the ball for the first time today. Sycamore catches really their first break of the ball game.
Yeah, right there, Mitch Bolden has been incredible on that drive, but he locked in on his running back. He saw the Texas route. He really wanted it, but he just locked in so much he didn't see the linebacker sitting there waiting, sitting on that Texas route, and Bolden just straight up threw it, and the linebacker swooped in, made a play, and capitalized. Great play there from the defense.
So this is about as far as we've seen Sycamore so far today outside of their own territory. They are still on their own 45, but they're making a push for West territory.
5 yards out. This could be their first big break. Excited to see what they come up with here.
See a handoff to the left side, brought down instantly. Looks like a loss of 4 on the handoff.
You know, that Sycamore sideline, they might be down 35, but they seem as if they're, if you just looked at that sideline, you would believe they're up 35. They are screaming, they are jumping, they are loud. You love to see it. Fans supporting their team no matter how bad it gets. It's always great to see.
That's what high school football is all about. It's not about the play on the field, as much as we like to think so up here in the booth. but it's really about the experience of the students.
Yeah. Hopefully they're able to keep that energy all the way in through the fourth quarter because that'll make a great time for the team and some good memories for those students.
Meadows throws across the middle, nearly picked off once again by Josh Fussell, but it bounces in and out of the hands. We'll see another incompletion, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 13.
Fussell having a great day there. He was locked in on the receiver, covering the deep route, but keeping his hips inside and keeping his feet balanced. So when that ball came right at the receiver, he moved in, jumped over, and swatted the ball, gaining a pass breakup for the stat line and doing a great play for another one of his highlight reel.
Meadows takes a snap, drops back, and he's just going to spike it right into the dirt. Not sure what the game plan was there. I think under a lot of pressure, he had 3 Firebirds chasing him down and just spiking it.
Decided he didn't want to take the hit. Already on 3rd and 13, down 35. Why try taking the hit? Why risk injury? He just wants to put it in the ground.
I do want to point out that our clock is not running right now. It is at 9:40.
Yes. I believe the rule is the clock starts running after the first half if up 30.
Okay, so a little bit of confusion up here in the booth. We're learning along with you.
We, just thinking back to that West Claremont game in the playoffs last year where I was running in the first half, but what escaped our mind is West Claremont actually requested a running clock in the playoffs last year. They had enough. They didn't want to injure their players on the final game of the season, so they asked for it back then. It appears Sycamore's not asking for it today.
Yeah, it does look like Sycamore taking their first time out of the ball game, so we're going to step aside for a minute. We'll be right back. West still up 35-zip. And West up 35-0. Back deep, it'll be Ben Minnick, the Notre Dame recruit, to return the punt. Punt under pressure, able to get it off no problems. Minnick up to about the 30, the 35, fighting through defenders across the 40. So great field position off the special teams unit for Lakota West.
Great stuff there. You just have so many stars, so many playmakers. When you want this to happen, you can make it happen. They're taking out Remy, seeing what their backup punt returner can do. And what you can't forget is their backup punt returner is a Notre Dame recruit. This team has so much depth, so much great stuff. And no matter who gets the ball, expect to see a play.
And not really just a Notre Dame recruit, he's an athlete too. He didn't really have one specific position, so really showing off what he can do to those scouts.
Oh yeah, Ben Minnick is an incredible athlete.
So it is still Bolden, the quarterback, in the game for Lakota West as they lead 35. Out to Trent Lloyd on the left side across the 50 to the 45-40. Making a push, dragged down, so a first down, and Lakota West busts into Sycamore territory.
Great stuff there. Mitch just taking the simple flat route there, coming out to the left side, just dragging. And so he takes the drag, throws it out. Once again, going back with the old game plan of just get it to the star player, let them produce.
Yeah, Brennan Remy and Trent Lloyd, we've been seeing that 1-2 punch all night long, and it has been working very well. So we'll see Bolden and Gonzalez once again in the backfield. Bolden takes the snap out to his right on the boot pass. Throws under pressure. Looks like he just threw it away. Maybe tried to get it to Giovanni Wilson, but it goes well out of bounds.
Yeah, Bolden there was patient. Maybe a little bit too patient as he waited until that Sycamore defender could grab him and grapple him down. He might not have had a good radar on where that defender was. Seemed the blockers weren't picking him up either as he just ran around the line. But at least Bolden gets the ball out, gets it out of bounds, calls it, avoids the sack, and calls it just going to the next down.
So it seems like that pass a really big part of the game plan, and Bolden not too shaken after that INT. But that play wasn't exactly too pretty either. Takes a snap, looks to his left, throws, finds Trent Lloyd once again. He's got a hole. He's going to keep running all the way down to the 20. Call it another Lakota West first down.
What you see there is a wide receiver screen. That's where you try diverting. You've got your receivers running downfield, pulling the defensive backs out, and then the O-line actually lets the defensive line through and shifts out left to protect. And so we're throwing it out to that wide receiver, letting him create with now the big guys from the O-line in front of him and trying to make a huge push downfield, and that's what we saw. But it actually looks like it's coming back on this one.
Yeah, I didn't see a penalty flag fly, maybe something a little bit late. It will still be second down as shown by the chains.
A couple times this game, seems like penalties have happened without flags coming out. Seems like maybe the refs are doing some verbal action down on the field, just calling it with feeling that it was obvious. And so we're just going to keep rolling with that in mind.
So we go from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15. So a 5-yard penalty on the play. Bolden out to his right finds Trent Lloyd once again. He's got room. He's going to get that first right back before getting out of bounds just past that 25-yard marker.
Got it into star player's hands, made a play. On that last play, though, one thing that might be assumed is one thing you have to worry about with screen passes is a legal man downfield. You can't have those linemen more than 5 yards down the field before you throw the ball. And I assume what they might have called there is saying that O-lineman walked just a little bit too far downfield. Mitch might have waited just a second too much to throw it to that Trent Lloyd streaking out underneath, and it seems like what they called.
So we'll see a 1st and 10, ball officially spotted on the 24 in Sycamore territory. Bolden going to throw under pressure. Tries to dump it off to, I believe that was Remy, but it is dropped. Lots of contact as he tried to catch that ball.
Great stuff there. They're just looking to use their force. Really just hit, throw it down hard, call it a day.
It was a beautifully defended pass from Sycamore. I don't think you could have asked for any more of a better defensive play. Really one of the better plays we've seen from him all night.
A little bit of a break here. Looking around the stadium, we've got some kids playing around. You've got our police officers. We want to thank Westchester Police Force, keeping us safe around here. Got some officers just supervising the game, having fun with kids, making sure this game is safe and fun for everyone. So we want to thank them for tonight and thank them for every night.
So we'll see the fake jet sweep hand off to Remy. Bolden able to dish it off to Lloyd on the right side of the field. He's got a hole and he is into the end zone. There is laundry on the field.
We'll see what the refs call in a second.
And it looks like a legal man downfield, so it'll all be coming back for Lakota West. Would have been Trent Lloyd's 3rd touchdown on the night and ends up getting called back.
Game's really slowed down here for West. Not that we're losing or we're making bad plays. It's just we went from 35 points in 8 minutes, and now another 8 minutes have passed and no score. So slowing down, but honestly will probably be good. Let receivers rest. You don't want to injure anyone, especially on a game where you're up this big. Just let everyone slowly get through it. Just get through the game, and let's go home with a win.
Yeah, it seems like discipline really the big issue here as we stand with 8 left in the second. Maybe getting a little too complacent with their performance. It'll be Cannonberg motioning out to the left. Bolden, the lone man in the backfield, dishes it off to Junior Gonzalez, and that'll be dropped. So we'll see a 3rd and 15 coming up.
You hated to see a drop, but at least Gonzalez, right after the play, took credit for it, took responsibility. He went and he said that was my fault, and he's going back out trying to redeem himself. That's what you want from a player. Someone who can take credit and someone who's ready to fix it on the next down.
So we see a little bit of confusion on the field maybe for Lakota West coming in that huddle. West still up 35-0. See Bolden once again back to pass. Throw out, able to find a man on the left side of the field.
It's going to be Scott Johnson there.
Yeah, so not quite enough for the first down, but they do get quite a bit of it back. And we will see Bond out to kick his first field goal of the night. He only has 1 field goal on the year. He's 1 for 1. Under 7:20 now on the clock. The snap. Hold, kick is up, And Bond's going to nail it. So 38-0 Lakota West. We'll take another break. 7:12 on the clock. We still got a lot of action on the way. Stick with us. And we're back with more. 38-0 now the score for Lakota West. Bond boots one through the uprights, and now he's going to kick this one away to Sycamore once again. See the ball officially get set here. 7:12 to play in the first half. West nearly to that 50-point mark that we were talking about just a little bit ago. Kick is up and away. Bond gets all of it. Caught at about the 1-yard line. Not going to let it bounce. Running it out to the left side. Quite a bit on the return. A little past the 30-yard line. That was Eugene Harney.
Looks like they're going to call a foul there. Hopefully not targeting. It was a hard hit on the line. It shouldn't. Flags, but a little bit better.
You do got to protect those high school kids, so it may be an unfortunate call. We do understand the rule.
We do love the that's what we want to see here.
So it looks like Sycamore is officially going to be spotted at their own 45-yard line. Once again, just 5 yards out of West Territory. They still have yet to crack it.
Here we go. We got another chance. They had 5 yards before. Got 5 yards again. See if they can do it. Excited to see what they bring out here.
So we'll see Trey Meadows back out at the quarterback spot for Sycamore once again. Under pressure, looks to the left, overthrown and dropped off the fingertips. That was Tyler Addison, the intended receiver.
What I would love to see here is Sycamore getting a little creative with their line. They've been calling just some out routes, some runs. I would love to see them get creative. They've had a quarterback who's been running around in the backfield. How to try running down forefield? Use some options, use some handoffs. Try doing something you wouldn't usually do. Test out the offense. Try getting something new.
So we'll see a 2nd and 10. Meadows, only man in the backfield, looks to pass. Under pressure, gonna evade a sack. Brandkamp looking to find him now, but he's able to dish it off. That's a completion, and Sycamore into West Territory for the first time tonight, just shy of the Firebirds 40.
Stop me if I'm wrong. Is that also their first down of the night?
I do believe so. That is their first time moving the chains. It's an excellent catch by our analyst, Grant Hageman. We got quite the team up here in the booth. We want to thank each and every one of them. This is our biggest crew of the season. Up in the booth, as always, Nick Johnson and Grant Hageman, Dimitri Fizik as our producer. And we do have a couple cameramen, Lucas Moody. And we get an interception. That's Ben Minnick, the Notre Dame man. He's going to find a hole. Nobody to stop him. Waves goodbye. He's going to cross the goal line for a pick 6. We mentioned earlier all the Irish fans we have watching us, and they just got a show right there from class of 23 man Ben Minnick. Able to pick that one off, take it to the house.
Every time we start getting a little off track, think the game's slowed down, think we can talk about it, West reminds us, hey, we've got a lot of stars. Don't take your eyes off us. Let's see what we've got going on here. And they pull another star play, and now Tyler Bond's out to kick again.
So 44-0 our score before the kick. So the kick is up, and it is good. So we'll have a 45-0 ball game. We'll take a quick step away, but we'll be right back. 6:36 to play in the first half. All right, so we're back. We'll see Lakota West lined up to take a kick once again. We have going on down here at Firebird Field.
You know, we're on pace for triple digits. And what I think's funny is our scoreboard can only handle 2 digits.
I mean, we're going to see a test for sure. Maybe the running clock has a little something to say about that.
A little something to say, but you know, it's always fun to think about what would happen, you know?
Oh, we could be hopeful.
It'd be funny to see, interesting to see what would happen, but here we go, Bond away to kick.
So we'll see the kick back to about the goal line. Sycamore going to take it out rather than let it bounce. Finds a spot up the middle, little bit of a spin move. Lots of athleticism shown on the kickoff, not quite to the 25. Sycamore starts with another 1st and 10.
Both teams coming out to line up now.
That sun finally starting to set here. Our box is facing the west, so we've been seeing it all day. Finally going behind those clouds, behind those trees. And the lights are kicking on. It really is Friday night lights now.
We're just so thankful that that sun's going down. Up here in the box, not much AC, and we're standing right behind glass. Feeling like 100 degrees in these boxes. We're finally starting to cool off and enjoy this game.
Big hit from the West defensive front. No gain on the handoff. And we pads and the uniforms. That's got to be rough.
Oh yeah, we're hot up here. You just know they're fighting to breathe down there.
We complain about it, and they're probably complaining about the heat down there too, but you get towards the end of the season, the rain, the cold, that's going to be rough.
You know, it's a game of seasons, and this season, we're in the hot, humid climate.
Lakota West definitely not looking like they're playing in that climate. They haven't looked fatigued at all today. Throw from Meadows, incomplete, nearly a one-handed grab about the 30, but we'll see a 3rd and 7 on the way.
The ball seemed to just slip out of his hand there. Really no spiral on it, just wobbled, and it was off target. I think he got to him. Hands might have been completely drenched in sweat. Ball just slips when he's trying to release it and doesn't spiral, doesn't go where he wants. He's lucky that it goes away from the play and not towards a West defender.
You know, over the past few years, we've seen Major League Baseball have that issue with pitchers using spider tack. Maybe going to start seeing a little bit of that on the gloves in football.
Expect not. That's definitely a violation of multiple rules, but
it's only cheating if people find out.
Great philosophy, but here West brings great pressure.
So we'll see the quick dump off to the left side. Looks like he ball at 4th down, and it looks like the chains are moving, so they will get another 1st down.
You know, great play there from Sycamore. Got to give respect where it's due. To move the ball when you need to move the ball, very impressive, and it's always great to see.
That was Dylan Dye, open field, able to work his way down the field, pick up 10 more for Sycamore.
And here we come back out set.
So we'll see Meadows in the shotgun once again. It'll be Tyler Addison, the man out wide left. Up the middle to about the 40. Not much of a gain. Looked like that back for Sycamore. A little shaken up on the play, but he gets up. It's a very physical game, and it looks like he is struggling. His teammates helping him in the huddle.
Probably just got the wind knocked out of him. A little bit of cramping. He seems to be fine. He's already getting up in the huddle, and Glad to see that there. Always hoping these players are not hurt and just having fun.
Looks like a little bit of a limp in his step. He is the only other man in the backfield besides Meadows, so we'll probably see a pass play, and indeed we will. Meadows looks to his left, nearly brought down by Elijah Davis. Going to take the run yards, and he's not quite going to have open space on that play. And that'll actually go for a loss of yards.
I mean, at least he innovated. What you want to see there is improvisation. Pocket collapses. He felt the pressure, and he got out. He didn't make it into a positive gain, which you hate to see, but he negated the loss, and he made it a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks like down on the field, they were originally calling it 3rd and 6. They move it up a little bit, so 3rd and 5, only a loss of 1 yard on a bit of a mishap for Trey Meadows. He was able to avoid that sack, though. Very impressive to run away from a guy like Elijah Davis. And we'll see Jacob Asbeck immediately back there. Can they drop him? They do. So a multi-person sack, but we do have a flag thrown late on the play.
Hoping they don't call roughing the passer for hitting him below the knees.
I don't believe that would be roughing the passer. It looked a little bit light.
Yeah, and also he was not really in a passer form there. He was more in a running out the ball there. But
really,
refs seem to be prioritizing safety so far.
Most of
actually, it looks like there was a face mask maybe. Refs seem to call that, and we're going to move the chains.
Yeah, I was going to say Jacob Asbeck was a little bit below the knees, but he wasn't really the one to make that sack. But the face mask does change everything. So we will see a first down, I believe. The scoreboard is showing it. The field is showing a little something different, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Looks like there's a little confusion on the Sycamore side of the ball. See a quick substitution before we get underway, and it looks like we have a timeout called, probably on the Sycamore side.
Seems they might have felt the confusion. They might have looked at the scoreboard, saw 1st and 10, brought out their 5 wide set, hoping to get some receivers downfield. And then here comes the refs and the down chain markers going 3rd and 1, and they go, oh crap, we've got our 5 wide out. We've got our big, long guys, skinny guys. We need our heavy guys. We're trying to run it here. And so they're going to come out, maybe bring out a bunch set, gun set, and they just want those heavy guys down on the field and maybe try getting a little rush in there.
Yeah, we too are a bit confused up in the booth. The scoreboard sometimes can be a little off, especially when you have the complicated penalty calls. Nobody really knows what's going on at one time.
Right. Here they come. Sycamores broke their huddle. Lakota West seems to be at the verge of breaking theirs. And we're about to get right back into this action for you guys.
Sycamore sticking with Trey Meadows all night after that disastrous first quarter. 2 interceptions for Levi Simpson. Still has yet to find the end zone.
Seeing Sycamore replace Levi Simpson this early in the game, that might have been Levi Simpson's last start of the year. Hope the best for the kid. You never hate to see someone fail. Always hope everyone succeeds, but here we go, and we see Sycamore picks up this first down. Come out in the heavy set like we were talking about, and they just plow through, and they get the yard they need, and we keep moving.
Very powerful up the middle, and indeed he got the first. He got a little bit more after that, too. Really pushing, making it a real physical game up front.
4 or 5 there for the kid.
It's about as good as a play you can ask for so far if you're Sycamore.
That's what you want. You bring out the heavy set, you just want to dive the ball down the middle, and they dove it. Player keeps his weight down and just powers through.
And wouldn't you know it, we see another handoff. They try to go up the middle, maybe run it out a bit to the left, but no gain on the play, so we'll see a 2nd and long on the new set of downs. Now, last game, it was a blowout, 49-6, the final score. Although it was Lakota East, our student section very loud. It is very, very quiet today here at Firebird Field. Maybe that's because of the loss of the band.
Well, we're also seeing it was 49-6 through 4. We're not even done with the second. It's already 45-0. These fans have seen so much scoring, they don't know what's right to cheer for at the moment.
Meadows throw on the sideline. About a 6-yard gain on the quick pass. And we'll see a 3rd and short with just under 2 minutes to play here in half number 1.
Good read there. He sees the cornerbacks playing deep. He sees everyone just lofting above. They take a quick out route, a little bit of a curl there, and they just hit the receiver. Drew Minnick comes out to push him out of bounds, but good play there, solid play calling, and good execution there from Sycamore.
So once again, we see a little bit of confusion on the Sycamore side of the ball. They haven't really been completely there this possession.
Moving the ball, though, a couple first downs.
Once again, we'll see both teams move over to their respective sidelines. Sycamore does have one timeout remaining. We'll see if they use it here. I believe they do. We mentioned this on prior broadcasts. One of the things you kind of miss in high school football, it's not like the NFL where you have the refs speaking directly to you. And at times that can be a little disappointing.
We'd love to hear what they're saying. Have a little ref cam, ref mic. When in those moments of confusion, it would be exciting to hear what those refs are contemplating.
Hearing the refs is a big part of the game. Bringing back Major League Baseball once again, they kind of take after the NFL, miking up the umpires. I mean, it's a big part of the game to hear what the officials have to say.
Yeah, so far, it appears the officials haven't really had any ruling on what's currently happening, because at least according to the West scoreboard team, great team, but we have no timeouts subtracted from either side.
Yeah, West hasn't spent one yet this ball game. It shows Sycamore does have one remaining.
We don't quite know what's with the stoppage of play right now, with neither team losing a timeout in a very extended huddle.
Now we do have a quick stoppage in play. We want to thank each and every one of our viewers for tuning in once again. This week, the Lakota West Sports Broadcasting Club is the only broadcast of this week's game, and we want to thank all of you for the support in making this a great stream.
Currently, right now, it seems that the refs are talking to Scott Kaufman, athletic director of Lakota West. Interested to see what they're talking about there. Bolden's now talking to the refs as well. Well, even through all that, seems like the teams are coming set and play is going to continue.
Yeah, not quite sure. Maybe they were having issues with the chains. They are electronic here in the GMC. You see Meadows, the lone man in the backfield. Lots of pressure from the West defensive front, instantly brought down. Once again, that's Elijah Davis and Jacob Asbeck on the team sack, moving back even further for a fourth down.
Yeah, great play there from the defense. But I want to take a quick second to thank you all. We have our current high of most viewers ever at once. We have 112 people watching right now as we speak. And of course we have more unique viewers. A lot of people have come in and out, but as we speak there are 112 of you watching, and we want to thank every single one of you for coming out and sticking with us.
Yeah, this club started as a bit of a dream not too long ago, and this season especially, things have been kicking off. They couldn't be going any better. We see a drop sack, big hit on the punter. It is scooped up by West. There's no flag on the field for roughing the kicker.
What happened there was the kicker dropped the ball, and so it became a loose fumble, and the players tried picking it up, and they slid right into the kicker, knocking him down, and the player picked up the ball and ran it downfield.
Was a clean hit. It looked like they got about to the 25. But going back to what we were saying before we were so rudely interrupted by the Sycamore special teams unit, we do want to thank each and every one of you for making this club a possibility. We appreciate the support from each and every one of our viewers. Be sure to check out all of our other live streams, and be sure to check out our weekly podcast, Bird Talk, this week featuring Laurel Failer and our own quarterback, Mitch Bolden. So we see a handoff to the right side, a first down more, inside the 5, pushing, and that's going to be a touchdown. Davion McCoy. Beats that 50-point marker in the first half.
Davion McCoy came in last week when we got up on East, and he just really exceeded. Last week, he came in late in the game and just blew out run after run after season, because every opportunity Coach Bolden gives him, he just eats it up and impresses everyone on the field.
51 points on the board, the PAT still to go. Bond to kick it, and he got absolutely all of that kick. 52-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We got 43 seconds left in the first half. Stay tuned for more action. Back with more. West up 52-0. Big lead over Sycamore. Really, everybody has been shining in this game, not just the stars, but a lot of the younger guys too getting opportunities here in the first half with a big West lead.
Yeah, great stuff. Love to see the younger guys in. We're testing out that depth. Seems our running back core has a lot of depth. If Davion McCoy keeps playing like he does, you can maybe even expect to see him start getting a couple first-team reps in here.
Big kick from Bond. Into the back of the end zone, muffed the kick, but it will go for a touchback. Not quite the ruling as it would be on a punt. Not a fumble, so it will go to the 20-yard line for Sycamore.
Still not exactly sure what caused that stoppage in play just a bit ago. We saw a really long pause, no timeouts subtracted, and we saw them talking to the athletic director of Lakota West, but play continued on just as normal, and so we'll let you know if we figure out anything about that stoppage and what was happening, but at the moment, we're just going to continue on usually broadcasting.
Yeah, we'll try and get you an update at halftime, maybe talk to some of the other guys up in the booth.
So one thing we've been dealing with this game is some audio cutting out in and out throughout the game. We are sorry if you've experienced that, and that's made it a bit hard to watch. Every week here, we're a completely student-run team. We're looking for some support in some local businesses. We're starting to get on the run, but mostly this is all made by student-funded personally from members of our team. And so when the technology cuts out, it's just the limitations of what we can do. And we are sorry, but we are making the best broadcast we can for you.
So on that first play of the drive for Sycamore, not going to gain anything. We are to about 10 seconds remaining in the first half. See a play up the middle, gain of nothing, and the clock officially does expire. So we head into half 52-0. Lakota West over Sycamore. What a game we've had. We still got another half to go. Stick with us. We'll be right back with a lot more action right after halftime.
Tonight's halftime entertainment is Lakota West Student Tug of War. Enjoy.
And we're back after the half, 52-0 our score. Lakota West over the Sycamore Aves. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock. We still got 24 more to go. Of course, we will have a running clock in half number 2. It is more than a 30-point game as the kick is up and away. Just shy of the 10-yard line. That was not Bond on the kick. Try and get a number, but they take it just past the 20. Lots of evasive moves. He's still on his feet after the hit. He's switching around the other way. West can't seem to drag this man down.
That kid, very elusive, very good at thinking on the fly, but sadly he just really had no blocking support. He shook 1 tackle, 2 tackle, 3 tackle, 4 tackle, up to 5 tackles, and he moved it around the field, but ultimately all that work, he gained maybe 2 or 3 yards out of it just because his blockers weren't holding, and sadly they couldn't make anything out of it.
That was Eugene Harney on the return. We have seen a little bit of him here today. Not all that much. I mean, in all fairness, haven't seen a lot of the Sycamore offense. We anticipate a little bit more of that in the second half.
West, obviously using their secondary players out. We're looking at this defensive set right now. I see no Malik Hartford. I'm not seeing Elijah Davis maybe. It looks like they're coming in with their second strings. They really want to figure out that depth, really get to know it so that they're ready for postseason time. So expect to see some guys you don't usually see and maybe some good offense from Sycamore.
And off up the middle goes for about 3, so a solid start for the West second stringers. See where the ball gets spotted officially, and they'll give him 4 on that carry, 2nd and 6.
While we have you here, we did get an update on that stoppage of time at halftime. What happened is some refs and Lakota West attendees saw some weather around about 58 miles away. Good pass there from Sycamore, moves the chains. But as I was saying, they saw some weather coming down. They wanted to make sure the refs were warned about the incoming weather and knew that if the game needed to stop, we could stop it. But they decided there was no immediate threat, and the game is going to continue going as it's going.
I believe it was the West trainer who broke the news, and a great job from the officiating crew taking all factors into consideration, especially considering it is a blowout game.
And here we are. Now that we're in the second half, we've got the running clock. Expect this game to move fast, everyone to get home, and everyone have a good night of sleep, go to bed early, and wake up tomorrow to start your day fresh.
See the carry go for about 5 yards there. About 9:35 on the clock, so already moving very fast.
We want to thank Buffalo Wings and Rings tonight. They've got our game going on in there. Go down there next time. You can watch it with a bunch of Lakota West fans in their restaurant. Currently right now, they've got us up there. Feel free to go watch, and thank you again to the Buffalo Wings and Rings on 747.
Handoff up the middle. Sycamore keeps moving. So do the Chains. They get another first down. So far, Sycamore putting up a fight against these second stringers.
It's good to see. You want to see some life out of the Sycamore team. You would love to go out of this game with a shutout. West almost had it last week. It was heartbreaking to see them lose it on the final play of the game. But it's exciting to see these second string players and to see what West's depth looked like.
We'll see the pass caught very low, but he's able to come down with it. About a gain of 5 or so, so we'll see second and mid-range. There's Trey Meadows returning as the quarterback for Sycamore in the second half after Levi Simpson, bit of a disastrous first quarter, pulled from the game.
Yeah, not what you want to see. Hopefully the kid gets another shot. You would hate to see it if someone loses their job, but it's just the way it is. When you play bad, sadly, that can happen, and best of luck to him in his rest of his career in coming games.
Yeah, the more unfortunate part of high school sports, Sycamore takes that one to the right side on the handoff. We'll get a 3rd and short, about 3rd and 3 after the ball is spotted. About 8 minutes on this running clock. West still up 52-0.
Sadly, got a running clock, and Sycamore's eating up the time. We're not going to see that triple score on that scoreboard.
I think that would break the universe or something. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, we go with a little bit of a run play out right here, though, this play. Looks like they're going to get the first and move the chains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
might break the universe, though.
Yeah, they do get the first, so more time keeps running. I mean, who can say what's beyond that second digit?
Well, scoreboard's only built for 2. We're talking about the scoreboard here at Firebird Field. Our scoreboard on the digital broadcast, of course it can go up, just make the numbers smaller. For West here, only goes up to 2. Sadly, we won't find out tonight, though, what happens at 3 digits.
We got to talk the team into working up to 4-digit leads, maybe. see how far we can push it. Play goes for a couple yards, not too much. It'll be about a 2nd and 7 coming up for Sycamore as we hit about 7 minutes now on the clock. 5 minutes in to the third quarter already.
Yeah. This game clock is just going. Running clock's a little bit of a blessing in disguise. While some people might see it as, oh, they're taking time away out of our game, what it really does is saves our players from injuries, and it gets this game going home and makes sure everyone can get home while maintaining that the team who deserves to win wins.
Yeah, I mean, the OHSAA knows what they're doing when they make that rule, so we get a whistle. And it looks like we get a timeout called, and that'll be a Sycamore timeout, so they already used one in the third quarter. West still with 3, Sycamore now down to 2. Clock stops with 6:33. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few moments.
Names.
And we're back. 6:33 on the clock in the third quarter. West still up 52-0. And this is our biggest broadcast of the year, not just view-wise, but crew-wise as well. As always, the trio up at the box, Nick Johnson on play-by-play, Grant Hageman, our analyst, Dimitri Fisick on production. But we do want to shout out Lucas Moody and Noah Bramble up on the roof doing the camera work.
We also have Miko Ohashi up on the roof, also doing the camera work. And then also, we've got another helper, Alyssa Wise, coming around, working up in the booth, working upstairs on the camera. We've got a crew of 7 today, both genders. It's really diverse. We love what we're working here. We love it when we're very inclusive, and we're excited to see this club growing in all sorts of ways. We thank everyone who's helped us, and we thank everyone watching.
Yeah, we see Sycamore pick up the first down there. Chains keep moving. Sycamore's first real big drive of the game. Got a couple more on that rush.
Sycamore moving almost into the red zone for the first time tonight. Excited to see what they could do if they do make it inside that red zone.
Yeah, so you see most of the starters down on the sideline. I believe we have a new number 4 on the sideline. I saw him earlier on the kick return. And it's not Trent Lloyd. We'll see if we can get a name for you, but it looked like he's going to be a big part of that special teams unit on our returns. We'll see the rush up the middle there, maybe just shy of the first down marker. Do not see the chains moving. It'll be called a 3rd and 3 after the ball is spotted.
Don't you love to just see these Friday night lights?
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. Lakota West overhauled their whole system. New LED lights. Looks great. You don't have the ringing sound. And here we are with another play. Sycamore seems to go with a run play outright, and it might be short. We'll see what the refs call.
Yeah, it didn't. Oh, no, they are going to give them the first down. Couldn't quite tell from our angle. We're kind of down a little bit towards the other side of the field. But they do end up moving the chains, and that clock keeps running almost to 4 minutes now, so nearly a full quarter taken by the Sycamore offense. I guess that was the intent with the running clock.
It's a pretty great feeling when you've got such a long, hot game to see that clock just winding down, knowing you're going to get home soon. But here we are, breakout run.
Big run up the middle left part of the field. Not quite a first down. Looks like about 1 yard shy of the marker. But Sycamore now in the red zone for what I believe is the first time today.
One interesting thing to say here is, I believe if we see a 4th down on this Sycamore drive, I think they'll go for it. You know, you're down here. You want to get that offense some experience, like I said, roll into next week with some confidence. Go home saying, I put a touchdown on Lakota West. And so expect to see some fire and some resolve here from the Sycamore offense.
Yeah, I mean, if we saw anything from East last week calling that timeout, down 49-0 with 3 seconds left on the clock. Bet Sycamore's playing for pride, trying to get what they can up on the board. So you see that handoff not going to go for much. And it looks like they are going to call that a third down. Our scoreboard showing first down on the field. It looks like, oh no, okay, so they do officially change it. So it is a first down. And Sycamore now inside that 10-yard line.
We're going to have a first and goal here.
So we'll see Meadows take the snap, hand off to the right side, finds a hole. Sycamore puts their first few points of the day up. 6 points for the Avs. They look to kick an extra point. That's Sycamore student section going crazy. It's exactly what they've been waiting for all game.
You'd love to see it. Early on, we were like, you know, they got great energy. Wonder if they'll keep it throughout the game. It's exciting to see the student section bounce up and down. Just love to see it. I bet those players just feel a little better looking away from the scoreboard and looking at their fans who are just so ever so excited to see their team score.
And especially for a game that was moved pretty last second, a little earlier this week. Pretty good turnout for the Sycamore student section, especially considering the travel that they had to make as the kick goes up and good. So we're going to step aside. 52-7 now the score. A little over 150 on the clock. Clock is still running. We'll be right back in a few moments. And we're back 52-7 on the scoreboard. 1:37 to play in the third quarter with the running clock. And we do want to take a second and acknowledge our Red Sea, an absolute great showing. They did move that game so West could have a few more tickets. This stadium a little bit bigger than the temporary stadium that Sycamore is using while their football stadium is under construction. And this student section has been loud and rowdy all night. And they've been right alongside our Firebirds. They've dropped 52 points on the Sycamore Aves in the first half.
One thing you love to see is when the student section gets creative. Just looking over there, they've got all types of props. They've got a tombstone. You just love to see it. They're active. They did that tug of war at halftime, which you guys got to watch. Our student section is creative, fun, and nonstop. You love to see it.
Low line drive kick taken by Lakota West to about the 30, maybe the 31 on the push. But we'll see the first Firebirds offensive drive of the half. It'll be interesting to see who comes out at quarterback. Last week, Nolan Parker, number 15, was the one to come out for Mitch Bolden. We'll see if he returns again or if we get a bit of a different face behind center.
Yep, and that's Nolan Parker running out to lead this offense.
Yeah, so Nolan Parker last week did pretty well. There was mainly handoffs, and I believe that's kind of what we're going to see again from Lakota West. But you'll love to see the young quarterback behind Mitch Bolden, who's a senior, get a little bit of experience before he heads into next year.
Yeah.
See a handoff to the right side. Breaking free just out of bounds. Davion McCoy up that right sideline. Nearly broke away.
As I said earlier in this broadcast, Davion McCoy has just been electric. There's nothing other to describe him as. Every time they put the ball in his hands, he makes a play. I would not be surprised if we see him getting first team reps. Expect to see him more every single week because this guy seems to be a stud and a star.
Something interesting, if you look down at the west sideline, we see some players with the headsets on, the coaches' headsets down on the sideline.
In a game when you're up this big, you want everyone to get experience. Sure, you're letting the backups get to play and get some experience, but you're also letting the players get some experience play calling, coaching their teammates, and it's great for the players to have because if they get to learn how to coach and all that before going on in life, they can be better as a player themselves. Love to see it from the Lakota West coaches allowing their students to wear those headsets and try out calling some plays and talking to their teammates.
So that was Cordell Atkins on the handoff for Lakota West. There was a flag thrown at about midfield. So we'll see what that gets called. Run went for negative yards. We'll see who that goes on. And it looks like it'll be a penalty on Sycamore. That ball moving heavily to our right. Spotted just shy of the Avs 40-yard line at about the 41. Have not placed the, oh, now they're walking back. The referee crew keeping us on our toes all night tonight.
Referee crew, a little bit of fun stuff going on for us broadcasters and for the fans of both teams on each sideline. Losing, not throwing flags, but calling it verbally, making it a little difficult for us. And then some little confusion even with them. We had a play earlier in the games where the refs walked 30 feet one way and then walked the ball 30 feet the other. But still thank them because it's a great thing they come out and do this and let these games be possible.
So they did have the spot on the ball correct, but we did miss the running clock. Just turned over in the fourth quarter, so we have a new fresh 12 minutes. So they place the ball and then immediately walk to the other side of the field and replace it.
There you have it.
So we'll see the look, Nolan Parker, the handoff to Davion McCoy to the left side. Able to find a little bit of a hole, keeps pushing, continues to be electric, as you mentioned earlier. Gain of a couple on what looked like a bit of a broken rush.
We're seeing there is Davion McCoy's ball carrier vision. It's something special what we've been seeing. What he's doing is he's looking forward, but he's also looking a bit behind him and to his right, because he's looking for those holes for a cutback. Those cutbacks can be powerful, and it can make those defenders slide out of their shoes. That's what we found there. Rolled out left, but had his helmet looking right, and he cut back, did a deep cut, and had all the defenders sliding left and made a big gain.
So we'll see another handoff from Parker. Looks like he made a push there on that right sideline, out of bounds right after that first down marker. So I believe they'll be moving the chains, and indeed they are.
Cordell Atkins with the run there.
So we'll see these chains move for Lakota West once again. Sycamore had that first offensive drive. They took quite a bit. Now our Firebirds taking a little bit of time of their own running down this fourth quarter clock.
We all just want to pack up and go home at this point. Got a big lead, solidified the win, but here we are, big rush.
Nolan Parker on the quarterback keeper up the middle. Looks like he got that first, maybe just shy. We'll see where they spot it. And it looks like it will be shy of the first down, but a second and about 1 or 2. So a great carry from Nolan Parker.
One thing you love to see is the stark contrast. Mitch Bolden, you got the huge frame, you got the power running. Nolan Parker, he's 5'10", 150. He may not be able to run you over, but he's fast, he's elusive, he's shifty. So that's what we saw there. Guy gets out quick and makes people miss.
So we see the handoff to the left again. Cordell Atkins not going to have much room on that one. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go for a loss of quite a bit. They go from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
We love to see is those players have those headsets on down there. What we're looking at up here is we see the coach's booth is even empty. Looks like they're fully just letting those players call that play, and we love to see that. Just building up those players and making a great bunch of teammates right now.
Those sideline shenanigans, what makes these blowout games especially fun from the player standpoint.
Oh, but a fumble.
Oh, and it looks like the ball scooped up. Cordell Atkins, he's going to take it to the end zone. We'll see what the call is. Is that going to go for a touchdown? The lights are flashing, and it looks like it will. I don't think we've seen a call from the refs yet.
The refs have picked up the flag. I believe that might have not actually been a flag. It was the ball placement marker for where the fumble was. That's what I'm seeing on that one, Nick. And it's a great thing, but great vision, but a great touchdown. Good job on Atkins there, really picking up the ball coming out and making a play.
Yeah, so the points are on the scoreboard. We see no intent from the refs to stop anything. So 58-7, our score with 9:27 on the clock. Kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. So 59-7, 9:27 on the clock. Fourth quarter running down. We'll be right back in a few. And we're back after the scoring drive from our Lakota West Firebirds, 59-7, 9:27 on the clock as they get ready to kick it away to Sycamore. And Grant, I mean, this ball game, it couldn't get any more wild. I mean, you look down on the sideline, the players are enjoying it with those headsets. The student section's loud. They're still rowdy, hanging around in this blowout game. It's really what makes high school football fun.
Got a question for you.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
ask it every time we're close to doing something. We're gonna break 60.
Oh, that was a big hit at the 20-yard line. Not quite a Malik Hartford blast, but about on par.
Dakota West is keeping par though. With every time we go to talk about something else, gotta show us, hey, stop looking away. Stop talking about something else. Talk about us.
You can't blink with this Lakota West unit on the field. I mean, they are incredible to watch. They can make a deep playoff run.
Oh, they can.
But to answer your question, Grant, we do have 1 point left to go.
Just need a field goal.
I mean, we'll see how long this drive takes. Running clock.
It's the fun of it.
So we'll see once again Trey Meadows. And consistently the guy out for Sycamore since the end of the first quarter as that play goes next to nowhere. Right in front of us down on the sideline, see our own Trent Lloyd calling plays with the headset on. Right out in front of that red medical tent.
Trent Lloyd had a bit of an explosive game this week. We're going to talk to him after the game, hopefully get him on Bird Talk for this next week. We're excited to tell you that we're going to try getting him on. We hope he's tuned in for next week's, and we hope you also go and listen towards this week's podcast, which featured Mitch Bolden and Laurel Feller.
So we get a third down and quite a bit to go. Looks like 8 yards on the field. Sycamore not having as much success as they had last time out on offense. See a little bit of confusion from the Sycamore offense. They've already burned a timeout this half. They got 7:30 on the clock in the fourth quarter. See Meadows take the snap, looking deep, and it is dropped right through the hands. And we got 7:20 on the clock, 4th and 8. We'll see if Sycamore elects to go for it or kick it away here.
Receiver there. While most people see the dropped catch there, it was a little bit impressive of him. He was looking over his right shoulder, and the ball came in on his left, and he made the adjustment, got his hands there. Shouldn't be discounted that he still made that adjustment, and it was great to see him keep his feet in bounds too, but sadly he just did not execute on the catch.
See, it will be a Sycamore punt, so they kick it away. Very high kick. Oh my gosh, big hit. Maybe should have called a fair catch there. Got absolutely mauled by the Sycamore special teams unit. And that running clock keeps going. Now 6:40 remaining. Lakota West gets another offensive drive when we return. We'll be right back after this. And we're back 59-7 our score. Now under 6:40 on the clock in the fourth. See a quick handoff to Davion McCoy to the left side. McCoy continuing to have quite the electric second half of play.
Had one last week too. Like I said, he's going to keep capitalizing. Coach Bolden might keep rewarding him. Excited to see what he does. 7 games left on the year after we wrap this one up here in about 6 minutes, 10 seconds. And I hope to see a lot more of him this season. He's very promising and excited for him.
Well, unfortunately, the way things go, because he is a second stringer, he's only got reps against second string defenses. Maybe he gets rewarded. See what he can do against a first team. As that rush goes down the right sideline, well past the first down marker. That'll be Reese Mason on the carry to the right sideline for Lakota West. And that clock keeps running. We are already almost done with this second half. I don't think the first quarter was shorter than this first half, or the second half, sorry.
Running clock, man. We all know what it does. See the effects? It's called letting you go home early.
You see Nolan Parker still out at the quarterback spot. Very speedy handoff. Number 32, that's Joe Nemo. Flashing the speed, really letting those wheels work nearly to the first down marker. So it looks like they'll spot it 2nd and 1. Quite a bit of yardage picked up after the contact on that play. I'm under 5 minutes here to go in the 4th quarter. See Parker take the snap again. I don't believe we've seen Parker throw it. That handoff looks like it is good for the first. And will they move the chains? Indeed they do. Signal from the referee. Lakota West with a new set of downs.
Sycamore student section doesn't seem to really care. Chains moved, and they're screaming. I think they're just out there to have fun at this point.
I mean, I don't think you'd be rooting for the comeback. That seems like it was taken off the board in the 1st quarter.
Almost appears as if they're rooting for West at this point, cheering when we get a first down.
I mean, if you lose to a better team, it doesn't make you look as bad. Maybe that is the strategy here.
Just keep running the score up. Say, look, they were really good.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Handoff. That is not Nolan Parker at quarterback. That is number 19, Ashton Schaffe. Heads that one off. Not much of a gain, if any yardage gained on that carry. We are now under 4 minutes as this clock just keeps continuing to tick down. We'll see the Firebirds enter the huddle here, a little bit delay. We have a wide receiver already set to the left, so maybe a bit of miscommunication in the offensive huddle.
Austin Schaffe is a sophomore, actually. So first they had junior taking the reps. Now they got a sophomore taking some reps. Seems like Coach Bolden's exploring all of his options, making sure everyone has experience. As we all know, Coach Bolden's son, Mitch Bolden, starting quarterback, graduates this year. Coach Bolden's got to look ahead to the future, really see what he's got for next year and see who he thinks is going to be the starting man and make sure everyone has experience in case they have to start.
Yeah, Mitch Bolden, quite the athlete on campus, not just the starting quarterback for this Firebirds team, also a key piece to that Firebirds baseball team, the starting right fielder for pretty much every game last year. Uses that athleticism in both sports. That handoff looks like it goes for a loss. So now brings up a 4th down. We'll see if they kick it, maybe test one of the younger legs. Tyler Bond set to graduate after this year as well.
Practically everyone from this West team is set to graduate this year. It's great to see a team come together over 4 years. But interestingly enough, we're cutting over. We're looking at the Sycamore student section getting out the flashlights, usually signaling that we're waving the other team goodbye. But it more seems that they're waving themselves goodbye at this point with the score this high up on the west side and time running out.
It seems like some of those cheers might have actually been jeers, maybe rooting their sideline to a bit of a loss.
Yeah, seems like they've almost done a bit of a switch sides here. They said, why root for the team that has 7 points when you can root for the team that has 59?
Let them know you're not too happy with the performance. And as we are under 2 minutes, I do want to take a minute. Our box that we are currently broadcasting from, right next to a coach's booth, and this entire half, if I'm not wrong, I don't think we've seen any defensive coaches in there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. The whole coach's box is empty. Like I said, they put it in the players' hands, and they're letting the players call the play. It's always exciting to see when you look over and you see no more coaches calling plays, and they're all packed up. It's a great thing to see. And you look down at the sideline, you see all the players with the headsets on. It's always fun. It's great to see the players trying out a new role, trying out coaching. But here we come set, ready for some more football.
Waning moments of the game, the West student section actually kind of clearing out, maybe trying to beat the traffic, but that Sycamore student section almost using that adversity, turning it into something positive. We now hit about a minute to go.
At what point do we call that Sycamore student section an honorary West student section with their calls? Should we up the West ticket sale number?
Who knows? Sycamore first down, about 6 yards on the play. They got 40 seconds, whether or not they choose to let that wind down or run a couple more plays and see what they can do. Nobody can really tell. Out of 30 seconds. So it looks like as it stands, the final score 59-7. See a handoff up the middle, flashing the wheels. That big run, the Sycamore student section, not as loud as they have been. Just want to point that one out. But they do break into West territory, but all for naught, is now they have under 10 seconds left, and both teams are walking off the field, so it is a final from Firebird Field. 59 for your Lakota West Firebirds, 7 for the visiting Sycamore Aviators. West right back at it next week at home, taking on Oak Hills. We do want to thank all of you for the support on this broadcast. Of course, we were the only broadcast team covering this game, and it was as big a week as we had ever hoped, and we want to thank all of you for that. We do want to encourage you to go check out our weekly podcast, Bird Talk, and we ask that you continue to support this dream that has now started to work out for this Lakota West student broadcast team.
Well, one last thing I want to say. I want to apologize one last time for all those audio issues. Once again, completely self-funded, completely student-funded. So technology may not always work out perfectly, but we try our best, and we thank you for sticking with us. We love every single one of our fans, and we're excited that you've been staying here. And now I'm going to pass it off to Nick to close us out.
So we are going to run down to the field one last time. Grant Hageman and I going to grab some post-game interviews that you can find on our Twitter at LWHSBC. That is at LWHSBC, where you can find these exclusive interviews. We're going to be right back at it next week. We encourage you to subscribe and keep following the club. We got a lot more fun stuff coming up. But from Grant Hageman and I, Nick Johnson, Dimitri Fizik in the booth, and all our cameramen, we say thank you for tuning in and have a great evening.